Hello YouTube, this is Carlos from Carlos and Jane Vlogs. How's everybody doing? If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel, enable the notifications, and like this video. Today we're going to take a look at the Dell Latitude D430 laptop. It's from 2007, so it is a bit of an old computer. It's a great computer, still held together today. We're going to just take a look at the outside, see how it runs, and just go from there. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the laptop right here. I'm going to admit that I've been a bit slow in getting this done. However, seeing Jane do her videos kind of motivated me, so I wanted to take care of this. Up front, there's not really much to see. You have the little release mechanism for the screen. On the left-hand side, there is an SD card slot, PCM CIA slot right there, card reader underneath, and then you have your earphone, microphone jack, lock slot, and then we'll go to the back. On the back side, we have the charge port right there, the FireWire connectors right afterwards. And then next is a USB with some kind of proprietary connection right above. I think that's for the USB CD-ROM drive that Dell may have offered back in those days. We went over the VGA port, there's some USB ports, phone jack, and Ethernet. On the right-hand side, got your power button, Wi-Fi control switch, and then the radiator fan. Up front, go ahead and open up the lid, and you have your keyboard. You got a touchpad with left click, right click, touch stick, and then secondary left and right click buttons for the touch pointing stick. Everything on this computer is original. The screen is 12 inches. When you turn it on, you see a little green light on the power button off to the side. Alright, so this computer has Windows 7 Professional. I have since restored it to its original Windows XP Professional installation. I know some people are going to say, oh, you don't want to use XP, it's vulnerable to viruses. Well, I mean, what harm is the computer going to get when it's off most of the time? I really just have it for show. Windows 7's performance on this computer is okay. It's not great, but it's tolerable. It does have a weird kind of hard drive. We'll get into that in a moment. Well, we'll get into that at the end of the video. So we're getting in, just like the other videos, we have a test account. And it's just coming up now. It takes a little bit to load because, well, I mean, it is an old computer and the operating system has been updated as far as possible. So it's going to, you got to be patient with it, basically. Finally. Okay, so the desktop is slowly coming to life. Just got to be patient with it. There we go. So once you're at the desktop, you see that it does support Windows 7's new at the time UI. That's pretty much as much graphic support as you're going to get out of this computer, as it wasn't meant for high performance applications. When the computer's running a bit slow, you can change the UI, like how it works, to kind of like a softer version, less intensive. This monitor runs at 1280 by 800 resolution, so it's a small resolution screen by today's standards. Whoops. Yeah, that definitely does show how old this computer is. There. Okay, so then just go down a little bit, and then you change it to like a basic or classic theme. When I play videos on this computer, I like to use the like a non well, they call them arrow, a non-arrow theme. I'll use them for that because it takes a load off of the graphics processor, so you can play the videos a little bit smoother. It doesn't always work, but it does help a little bit. But for the time being, we'll just leave it like this. So, opening applications, it is going to take some time for them to open. The hard drive isn't a conventional hard drive. It's actually, they call them ZIF hard drives. They were used in like the old iPods, I believe. So they're not really new technology, and as a result, the usage of older technology would definitely mean like lower performance and stuff. The reason why a smaller than normal hard drive was used is because this is a little computer, so you can't put like the regular 2.5-inch laptop hard drive. It's just not going to fit. And just as a sneak peek, if you want to get an idea of how big the hard drive really is, just look at the touchpad. It's going, you just gotta wait. A few months ago, I made a trip out of town to my relative's house, and I brought this laptop with me. I thought, just try it, just for the heck of it. And I was sorry, because I needed to actually use a printer, and I was waiting for this thing to load, install the printer drivers, and it also had an update. So yeah, that was not the smartest thing I could have done. Let's just get that out of the way. Here we go again. That should be it. Again? Definitely not third time's a charm. Okay. So once Word is open up, you can just open a new template. It just takes a while to load because it is an old computer and technology's not the best now. But when you look at it like this, it's been running for how many years? Let's see, the 2007, almost 13 years. So it's an old computer. It's understandable. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not knocking it at all. So now let's go ahead and open up the browser, and we'll do a test to see how the audio sounds. When my camera wants to cooperate, of course. Now we just have to wait for the browser to open. Yeah, this thing loves to take its sweet time. So let's go to YouTube really quick. I just put it as a shortcut here. Here we're going to see how the video plays, and then we'll just see like an audio clip. I haven't really tried this computer since I put XP on it. See, what I did was I backed it up, put XP on it, and then I never really used it again.
What do I have to do to make you focus? My gosh. What's up, everyone? My name is Jane, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here...
Okay, so that actually sounded louder than it really is. This computer speaker, I do know for a fact that it's not the best. It's really like a cell phone speaker, just how you want to compare it to. No bass, none at all. Okay, so this is a game here that we're going to try. I originally was just going to try this game, something very, very light. But then I forgot that this computer can actually handle some more intensive stuff. Not much, so don't expect like a very high-end game to play, because that's not going to happen. We'll look at that game in just a moment. Good old Halo from 2001. Can never go wrong for tests like these. I think this is Halo Custom Edition. Yeah, it's the first run. I had a little trouble starting it, so I had to install it really quick. For some reason, the computer just wouldn't start it. Let's just start a quick multiplayer game. I think that's okay. There. It doesn't take that long to load, you just have to give it a minute, and then it gets you to the game itself. There. You can see that some things don't really appear like they're supposed to, and there is some frame rate stutter. Of course, playing with one hand and holding the camera with another isn't the easiest thing to do. If I try to record with a screen recorder, forget it. This computer's going to be struggling enough as it is. And I just fell into the water. Water texture looks okay. It's animated and does look like water. It's not stumbling or anything. But when you do more stuff with it, you can see like frame rate issues. Like it slows down for a few seconds. It's an old game. It's an old computer. So just don't expect much. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and turn it off. And we'll just take a quick look at the outside, or rather like the more technical side of it on the bottom. It doesn't take too long to shut down. This computer did used to use Windows 10. And of course Windows 10, its way of shutting down, kind of saves most of the stuff to the disk in that process. So it is expected to take longer. But this isn't too bad. It'll be off in just a second. After about 20 seconds, it finally turned off, as you see here. Okay, so at the bottom, you see the battery here. It's held on by two clips. You should be doing this with two hands. The battery will slip off, and right away, you see a little SIM card slot right there. That is for cellular connectivity. This computer does have a cellular modem. The battery just rests right there, and there is a bigger battery which you can use, and it has like a palm rest for your hands. It gives you more capacity, which equates to longer usage on the go away from a charger or power source. Looking at the hard drive, you see that there is a bracket that holds it down with two screws. You take those two screws off and you lift the bracket off. The bracket doesn't really, the screws don't actually come out of the bracket. They come up just enough to release the bracket from the chassis of the computer, and that seems to be the trend with a lot of computer parts. You just loosen the screws enough to where it comes off, but they don't come out of the part all the way, just to avoid losing the screws. So as you can see, this hard drive is small, and this is what like the original iPods were using long ago. I was gonna take the hard drive all the way out, but it proved to be a little too hard to do because of the little rubber cushion that it comes with. But I think you get the idea that it is a little guy right there. I'm thinking about this and I'm starting to realize that maybe it wasn't that hard, and I probably just wasn't thinking or got a little impatient. That there may have been a way to get it out easily without breaking anything. So now I'm going to put the bracket back into place and we can screw it in. I'm putting the thing on the bracket, but I'm starting to realize that there was something wrong, because it didn't look like it was, the hard drive didn't look like it was flush, like the cushion was a bit smushed up against something. So I'm going to take it off again. Carefully. There. Okay, so it looks like that wasn't flush, so I just gotta straighten it out, put the hard drive in place, and then we'll try again. You put the ends on the hooks first, you line it up, you get the screwdriver, then you just put the two screws on, and that holds it down securely. Next, this access cover houses one memory stick, the cellular adapter, and the Wi-Fi adapter. With the memory stick, it has to be a certain kind of memory for this computer. If it's too much, or the wrong type, or speed rather, the computer is not going to turn on. I learned that the hard way when I first got the computer and just bought the first stick of memory that I found that fit in the slot. Here, you should be able to see the kind of memory that this computer used. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the cover back on. Just like the hard drive bracket, the screws are built into the cover and can't really easily come out. That just prevents them from getting lost, so it makes it easier. Above the cover, you'll see another port. That is the Latitude D family docking port. Basically, you take the computer and you set it down onto the dock, and it has a charge port, extra USB, serial, VGA ports, and whatnot. And it kind of like you can use the desktop as a or rather, you can use the laptop as a desktop. So I put the computer back together. I turned it on, but I realized, oh no, it's not turning on. I was thinking at the time that maybe the battery just went kaput. But after I filmed the video, I was looking at the bottom and I saw a little gap between the battery and the base, or rather the bottom cover. So I thought, oh, the battery was just loose. So I was able to get it to turn on without the charger. But of course, regardless, it's not going to run for very long because that battery is as old as the computer, 13 years. Most average laptop batteries last between 3 to 4 to 5 years maybe. So it looks like everything's working as it should. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And that's it. Alright, so that was the video for the Dell Latitude D430 laptop. I'm sorry if I took a little long to get this video going, but we got it done, and just had to be a little patient. This is going to be the last video of the Dell Latitude D family that we make for a while. Maybe in the future we'll do another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like it, subscribe to our channel, and enable the notifications. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.